All right, listen up, folks. Some people out there, especially in these spiritual circles, they'll hit you with this line. If you drink, if you smoke, if you have sex, you're absolutely 100%, no questions asked, blocking your manifestations. They'll tell you it messes with your energy, lowers your vibration, makes you unspiritual. But let me tell you something right now. The truth of the matter is way, way deeper than that. It's not a simple yes or no. In fact, if you're holding on to that belief, you might actually be blocking yourself more than the act itself ever could. What's good, everyone? I'm Mohamed and welcome back to the channel. I'm genuinely thrilled you're here today because this is one of the topics that gets a lot of people tangled up, confused, and sometimes even feeling guilty for just living their lives. Today, we're going to absolutely dissect whether things like having a drink, lighting up a cigarette, or getting intimate with someone actually affect your ability to manifest. And I'm not just going to give you some surface level feel-good answer. I promise you by the end of this video, you're going to see this whole subject and honestly a lot of what you've heard about spirituality and manifestation in a completely new, liberating way. Guys, I am not here to waste your time, ever. My goal is to give you real, actionable insights that you can use to actually shift your reality, not just give you more dogma to worry about. So trust me on this one. Watch this video all the way through, because what I'm about to share with you might just flip a lot of what you have heard in spiritual communities completely on its head. Oh, and before we dive deep into this, I've got a free ebook for you, a game changer really, called The Magic of Affirmations. It's not just about repeating words, it shows you how to use affirmations the right way to genuinely attract wealth and abundance into your life from the inside out. So if you're serious about taking control of your reality, make sure you check the link in the description right after this to grab it for free. You're going to want this, believe me. Okay, let's get into it. The first thing we gotta understand, and this is foundational, is that a lot of what passes for spirituality in the mainstream, especially on places like TikTok, is actually just recycled religious programming. Think about it. You get all these people telling you, don't do this, don't do that. If you do this, you're not spiritual. You're not a good person. You're impure. Sound familiar? It's like they've just swapped out the old rule book for a new one. But the underlying psychology is the same. It's all about control through morality. But here is the cold, hard truth. Being spiritual has absolutely nothing to do with being good or holy in the traditional sense. Nothing at all. When we talk about spirituality, we're really talking about understanding the underlying energy of reality, the unseen forces that shape our world. That's it. It's about energy, not ethics. Good and bad, right and wrong, those are human constructs. They are polarities, an illusion of separation that exists only within our third-dimensional experience. The universe, the ultimate source of all creation, doesn't operate on a good or bad judgment system. It just is. It just creates. Think about it this way. Electricity. Is electricity good or bad? Neither. It's a force. If you understand how to use it, you can power your home, light up a city. If you misuse it, touch a live wire without understanding, it will shock you. It doesn't care if you're the kindest, most giving person on the planet or the biggest villain. Electricity just follows its own laws, and so does the universe. It responds to frequency, to vibration, not to your moral scorecard. So, when we talk about things like drinking, smoking, or sex, these acts in and of themselves are not inherently good or bad from a universal spiritual perspective. They are simply experiences, human experiences that carry certain energies. The act itself is neutral. It's how you perceive it, how you interact with it, and most importantly, what you believe about it that truly dictates its effect on your manifestations. And that brings us to the next absolutely crucial point. You, my friend, make your own laws. I'm telling you, this is the biggest mic drop moment in all of manifestation. There is no ultimate objective truth in your reality other than what your subconscious mind accepts as true. Let that sink in. Whatever your subconscious mind accepts as a fundamental truth, that is what will manifest in your experience. Think of it like this. Henry Ford, the car guy, he famously said, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." He wasn't just talking about motivation, he was tapping into a profound universal law. If your subconscious mind accepts the idea, the truth, that a certain act, let's say having a glass of wine, is going to mess up your vibration and block your manifestation, then guess what? For you, it absolutely will. Your reality will bend to conform to that deeply held belief. The universe will, in essence, deliver on your subconscious programming. On the flip side, if your subconscious mind does not accept that having a glass of wine will block your manifestation, if you view it as a neutral act, a social enjoyment, something that has no bearing on your ability to create, then it won't. It's truly that simple, yet profound. This is why you see people who might be considered degenerates by some, living incredibly successful, abundant lives, manifesting left and right. And then you see saints or holy people struggling constantly, wondering why their prayers aren't answered. It's not about their moral standing, it's about what their subconscious mind holds as true about their reality and their ability to create. I remember when I first started getting into all this years ago, I was so caught up in the rules. I'd hear these spiritual gurus on forums back then telling me I couldn't eat meat, couldn't drink, couldn't listen to certain music, couldn't even think certain thoughts without messing up my vibration. And I'm telling you, every time I'd sneak a burger or have a beer, I'd immediately feel this pang of guilt, this thought that I was messing it all up, lowering my frequency. And guess what? My manifestations would stall. I'd feel stuck because my belief was that those acts were detrimental, and my subconscious, bless its heart, delivered exactly what I believed. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy every single time. This isn't just about drinking, smoking, or sex. This applies to everything. Think about the black curse example, a concept I've spoken about before. Many black individuals are unfortunately raised with the subconscious programming that life will be harder for you because you're black. You'll have to work twice as hard. People won't want to see you succeed. Is that objectively true? No, not universally, but if your subconscious mind accepts it as true, if it's emotionally charged and deeply ingrained, then your reality will reflect that struggle. You will subconsciously create experiences that validate that truth, giving you an artificial ego boost of being right about your struggle, even as it destroys you. The same applies to dating. How many times have you heard someone say, "All men are trash," or "All women are superficial"? If that belief, that truth, is deeply ingrained and emotionally charged in their subconscious, what kind of relationships do you think they're going to attract? Exactly. Ones that validate their truth, they'll say, "See, I told you so, I was right." But they don't realize they were the architects of that reality all along. So, When it comes to drinking, smoking, and sex, the most important question isn't do they block manifestation? The real question is, what do these acts represent to? This is where the rubber meets the road. It's not the act itself, but your relationship with that act. Let's say you enjoy a social drink with friends. You're relaxed, you feel good, you have no moral hangs up about it. You genuinely believe it has no bearing on your ability to manifest. In that scenario, that drink is just a drink. It's a neutral experience. It won't affect your manifestations because your subconscious mind isn't assigning any negative meaning or power to it. But now, let's flip that coin. Let's say you're trying to quit smoking. Every time you light up, even though you enjoy it in the moment, you immediately feel a wave of guilt. You feel regret. You tell yourself, I shouldn't have done that. I'm so weak. I'm failing. Or maybe after a night out, you had sex and immediately afterwards, you're riddled with why did I do that? Or I really shouldn't have. Or this isn't helping me. See, that's the problem. That's the insidious trap. Because every single time you engage in an act and then follow it up with guilt, regret, shame, or self-judgment, your mind keeps score, my friend. Always remember this. The mind keeps score. It keeps score of the promises you make to yourself, the habits you try to break, the values you claim to uphold. And every single time you do something that you believe you shouldn't have done, every time you experience that pang of guilt or regret, you do one critical damaging thing. You decrease your self-trust. Think about it. If you continually engage in behaviors that you mentally admonish yourself for, if you repeatedly tell yourself, I'm not strong enough to resist, or I keep failing, your subconscious mind starts to internalize that. It starts to say, this person, this Mohamed, they can't control themselves. They say they want to do XYZ, but they constantly do the opposite and then feel bad about it. And if you can't trust yourself to control your own actions, how on earth can you expect to trust yourself to control your reality? How can you have the confidence, the conviction, the inner knowing that you can shift massive aspects of your life? When your own internal compass is constantly screaming, you're unreliable, you lack discipline, you can't even stick to your own rules. This self-trust, folks, it's not just some fluffy concept. It is a vital currency. It's an energetic currency that your mind generates, and it gets converted directly into confidence. And let me tell you, confidence isn't just a nice to have, it is the absolute elixir of manifestation. There is no true, effortless, sustained manifestation of your desired reality without confidence. Confidence is that unwavering knowing, that conviction, that inner alignment that says, this is mine, I am worthy, it is done. So, when you chip away at your self-trust with repeated cycles of guilt and regret, you are simultaneously draining your confidence reserves. And when your confidence is low, when you're caught in that cycle of, I'm not good enough, I messed up, I can't control myself, then your frequency, that unique product code for your reality, becomes aligned with that old, self-sabotaging version of you. That negative frequency, born from guilt and regret, attaches you to your old self, the self that's struggling, the self that's stuck. And that attachment to the old self only leads to one outcome: the creation and recreation of your old reality. You see, it's all one continuous self-reinforcing cycle. This is why some people can drink, smoke, or have sex with absolute freedom, no guilt, no second thoughts, and still manifest like crazy. Because their internal state, their self-trust, their confidence, their beliefs about these acts are entirely uncompromised for them. It's just part of life, neutral in its effect on their creative power. Others who are constantly judging themselves, who feel like they're sinning or lowering their vibration, every time they engage will indeed experience blocks. But the block isn't from the alcohol, the nicotine, or the intimacy itself. The block is from the guilt, the regret, the loss of self-trust, and the diminished confidence that they attach to those acts. It's the emotional charge you give it, not the inherent nature of the act. Think about a common habit, let's say procrastination. If you procrastinate on a task and then you beat yourself up for it, "Oh, I'm so lazy, I always do this, I'm never going to get ahead." You're eroding your self-trust. You're telling your subconscious you're unreliable. That lack of self-trust then manifests as a lack of confidence in other areas, making it harder to take bold action or believe in your bigger manifestations. But if you procrastinate and then simply say, "Okay, that happened, let me just reset and get back on track," without the internal self-flagellation, the damage to self-trust is minimal or non-existent. It's truly about your internal narrative. What story are you telling yourself about these acts? What does a cigarette mean to your mind? What does a night of passion mean to your mind? Is it a moment of enjoyment, connection, or stress relief that you feel perfectly fine about? Or is it a moral failing, a slip-up, a sign of weakness, something that chips away at your sense of self-worth and control? This is why I constantly emphasize that you are one with reality. Your inner world is your outer world. If you're constantly fighting yourself internally, experiencing this push-pull of desire versus guilt, then that internal conflict will manifest as struggle and stagnation in your external reality. So, the real answer, my friends, the real truth that I promised you, depends entirely on you. It depends on your beliefs, your deep-seated programming, and your emotional relationship with these acts. I can't tell you yes, they block you, or no, they don't. Because if I say they don't block you, but you fundamentally believe they do, then for your reality, they absolutely will. And if I say they do block you, but you don't hold that belief, then you just be buying into more dogma that doesn't serve you. What I can tell you definitively is this. If drinking, smoking, or sex lead to guilt, regret, or a feeling that you've lost control or gone against your higher self, then yes, those feelings will absolutely affect your manifestations. Not because the acts are inherently bad, but because those negative emotions erode your self-trust, diminish your confidence, and align your frequency with a reality you're trying to escape. The journey of manifestation is a journey of becoming the version of you who already has what they desire. And that version of you operates from a place of unshakable self-trust and rock-solid confidence. If you're constantly undermining that foundation with guilt and regret over certain choices, you're making it infinitely harder for yourself to step into that desired reality. Now, this isn't me telling you to go out and drink, smoke, and have sex with reckless abandon. That's not the point. The point is to examine your relationship with these things. If you genuinely want to stop drinking, smoking, or having certain types of sex, then the solution isn't to just feel guilty every time you slip up. The solution is to work on the underlying beliefs and the self-trust that will empower you to make those changes from a place of strength, not shame. Conversely, if you genuinely enjoy these acts and they don't generate any internal conflict, guilt, or regret for you, then relax. You're likely not harming your manifestations. Your energy is aligned with what you believe, and that's what truly matters. It's about honesty with yourself and liberating yourself from the judgmental narratives that so often get repackaged as spirituality. So, take a moment, be honest with yourself. When you think about these acts, what emotion come up for you? Is it freedom, joy, connection, or is it shame, regret, or a feeling of falling short? Your answer to that question will tell you everything you need to know about whether these things are affecting your manifestations. It's truly for you to decide based on your own internal landscape, because your mind is the ultimate architect of your reality. And before I wrap this up, don't forget to grab your free copy of The Magic of Affirmations in the description. It's going to be a powerful tool for you to rebuild that self-trust, reprogram your subconscious, and align your mind with the wealth, abundance, and desired reality you're truly seeking. This isn't just about affirmations, it's about establishing those new laws in your subconscious mind that genuinely serve you. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I genuinely appreciate every single one of you guys who tunes into these videos. More deep dives like this are coming soon, so definitely stay tuned. Whether you choose to like this video, drop a comment, or hit that subscribe button, it's totally up to you. But just know, this channel is all about uncovering and unlocking the real truth about manifestation and how your mind, and only your mind, shapes your reality. And trust me, what's coming next is going to blow your mind and give you even more tools to take absolute control of your life. Peace.